This is how I brought my Brighter Connected installation to life. 2020, well, this is more appropriate, wasn't all bad. I received a grant from the Jewish Arts Collaborative and the Museum of Fine Arts Boston to create an installation at Freedom House in Dorchester, a community organization that helps the African American community. It's been around since 1949 and has a rich history. The grant reflected the theme of Hanukkah and light, as 8 different artists created 8 installations in windows around Boston reflecting the theme of light in some way. I wanted to look at the intersection of blackness and Judaism, so I assembled a workshop of Jewish teens of color, including Shai here, to help me decide who I should depict. This is a quote from one of the teens. I drew the top 3 choices from the workshop. They chose Fern Cunningham, a renowned sculptor whose work can be found all around the globe. She created the first sculpture of a woman on public land in Boston, the iconic sculpture of Harriet Tubman. I found an image that was a still from a video of Fern Cunningham talking about one of her sculptures. I enlarged her in front of the piece of Harriet Tubman. Fern Cunningham was a part of Freedom House. She volunteered there up until her passing this past summer, 2020. This is Tiferet Berenbaum. She's a rabbi in Boston. She was suggested by one of my teenage volunteers in the workshop, and they all had known her and worked with her. I think that's a great example of how representation matters, and I wanted to amplify that. This is a photo by Seth Airy. The last subject that my volunteers chose was a depiction of Adam and Eve as black. I found a photograph and adjusted it, adding elements of the snake and apple. This is drawing with tape. Here are the large printouts that will be attached to the windows and backlit. I created these LED light poles. And next, to install at Freedom House. I masked up, took a couple evenings to install, and got it plugged in. It was very gratifying to see it complete. This is the largest I've ever worked. Here's a picture for scale. This is Lisa, the director of Freedom House, taking some photos. The portrait of Fern Cunningham is overlooking an empty pedestal. There used to be a sculpture by Fern Cunningham in that spot. It had a mother reaching back towards Freedom House. That sculpture was destroyed in the riots after Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated, and it has sat empty since then. Although Fern's sculpture isn't there, her spirit is, and her portrait looks down at the empty podium. And this is my Brighter Connected installation. Happy Hanukkah.